Hello, this is GAT7. Now, if you remember in the last episode, I explained the differences between the ROM and the RAM, but now we're going to be taking a more in-depth look at the RAM. So if I go ahead and open the window here. Alright, so over here I have a hex editor and I'm going to look at the RAM. Now the emulator is filling everything with 555, which is the garbage value, just for the sake of filling the RAM with the value. But if I actually start running the game here, you'll see that the RAM is constantly changing. Every time I'm going to hit the RAM editor, it's going to stop the game so that I can edit the values without the game crashing. So if I go ahead and enter the game, and I enter a level, see that there's a lot of different things going on. And of course, the RAM addresses are constantly moving as always. But what do these values mean? Because they could be anything, like I said in the RAM earlier. They could be strings, text, 3D models, anything. So I'm actually going to load up a Super Mario World RAM map. I'm just going to Google it real quick. There's one on Super Mario World Central. Now, every game in the world is not going to have a RAM map. I know that, but in the next episode, I'll tell you how to find RAM addresses for things manually. So, blah blah blah. What if I wanted to change Mario's lives? So I go and I look at lives. This is only used in... Okay, so current players' lives. So 0E, 0dBE. So if I go into this, set the range, and this will tell me his current lives. So yeah, if I adjust the RAM setting, you can see that his ROM is updating. But one thing I should mention is that these numbers are in hexadecimal and not decimal. So if I put 10, that actually means it would be 16, or that's going to give me 17 because it's plus 1, and F would be like 15 through F. Now also keep in mind, if I have a value that's above like the amount of lives that you can have, it's going to completely freak out because it's not going to know what character to display. So anything past like 64 or 60, well, it has a limit to check. But yeah, that's basically how you can do things like lives. But there's more than that. We can change his power up. Power up. So player's power up status is at this RAM location. Nice and easy. Let's go there. Alright, so at this state we have his power up. So if you set it to 1, he's big now. 2, we have cape. 3, and now it's fire flower. But what happens if we go after a value that doesn't exist? So let's go with 4. You can see that some very, very crazy things happen. And that is because the game is using a garbage value and is just kind of doing whatever with it. In fact, if we were to collect a mushroom, anything could really happen because the game won't really know what to do. In fact, even the collision is off. So let me change it to something like FF. And you can see the game crashes because the game doesn't really know what to do. So that is it for the RAM overlook of game hacking. Now this does work with any game or whatever with a RAM editor or viewer. So, just go try it out, have some fun. And in the next episode, I'll show you how to find values to things if you don't have such a RAM map like this. This has been another tutorial, and I'll see you all later.